All right, welcome back everybody. So your dragster project's getting pretty close to being finished, and one of the last steps we have to do after sanding is install the eyelets, okay? So I'm just about done. I think I sanded a little bit too much on my car, but I think it's still doable. I think I can still race it. Anyway, just a good laugh for you. Hopefully you found that funny. Anyways, so we're going to install our eyelets, okay? And according to your presentation, one of the slides included some limitations. So here you are. Okay, if you refer to your handout for your car designs, on page 5 there's a set of limitations, and it discusses the minimum and maximum distance that these eyelets can be spaced apart from one another. So anyhow, these are the rules, you got to follow them. I'm going to show you in a brief demonstration here how to do that. Okay, you will need your ruler or scale and a pencil. Okay, and first things first, what we need to do is establish the center line along the bottom of your car. Okay, and so what we're going to do that is we're going to find one location towards the front axle and another location at the back axle. We're going to measure that distance across the width, okay, and then we're going to find the halfway point. Okay, so for this one, again, it's right around 42 millimeters. Okay, I didn't cut down or sand down my wood block too much right at the axle. So 42 millimeters, what's half of 42 millimeters? Very good, 21. Okay, so I'm going to make a mark at 21 millimeters. Okay, I'm going to repeat that process for the bottom axle. Okay, again, looking good at 42 millimeters. I'm going to mark the halfway point, 21. Okay, so I've got two marks, one at the bottom, one at the top. Now what you can do is take your ruler or straight edge and align it with your two marks. Okay, while you have it in alignment, go ahead and take your pencil and very carefully mark the edge of your straight edge. Okay. So what you've done now is established a center line where you can install your eyelets. Okay. It's very important that you install your eyelets along the center line because that's what's going to help your car go down the track in a straight line. Okay. If your eyelets are misaligned or aren't installed along the center line, most likely your car is going to go down the track and it's going to kind of ride along one edge versus the other. So again, I can space these eyelets 155 to 270 millimeters apart. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another item to consider is if your design incorporates some type of cut where you cut beyond that edge that came with your blank block, okay, you're not going to want to install the eyelets on that portion where you cut into the block. Otherwise, when your car rides down the track, that string that goes through the eyelets is going to rub along your car and it's going to slow it down. So we don't want to do that. You want to install your eyelets, okay? Each one of you is going to get two of these. You want to install your eyelets on a portion of your car that's basically sitting flat if you were to set it on a table or any type of flat surface. So for my car, I'm going to install eyelet somewhere in this area and then another one back in here. Okay? So I'm going to take a rough measurement to see where 155 to 270 millimeters would land. Okay? So I think I found a couple good spots. And let's see, right there, and right about there, okay? So if you can see, I've got one location at the front, one location at the back where I'm going to install those eyelets, okay? They're along the center line of my car, and then they're also spaced about 220 millimeters apart from one another, okay? So I'm safe to install those eyelets there. In order to install these eyelets, it's pretty simple. Got a sharp point. Okay, use that sharp point of your eyelet to kind of poke at the wood of your balsa project, and then you're basically going to screw it in going clockwise. You want to screw it in until you can't really see any threads anymore. Okay, then we'll go ahead and repeat that process for the one in the back. Poke it into the balsa wood, and then continue to thread it in going clockwise. Okay. One thing that you need to be aware of, okay, when you place your eyelets, you do not want to place it right in line with your axle hole. You could have a potential of screwing your eyelet into where that axle is, and then of course your axle wouldn't spin because it's bound up on the eyelet. So anyhow, car's starting to take shape. One of the last steps we're going to do is install the axles and wheels, okay? And I'm going to leave that up to you to follow the instructions on the presentation found on your Google Classroom. Anyway, enjoy. Hope this project's been fun for you so far. We'll see you next time.